The NBA has never been more skilled, never been more athletic, never been more advanced. And yet, superstars keep missing games. Load management, rest days, soft tissue injuries piling up, which leads to the question you hear everywhere. From Shaq and Barkley on TV to old heads at Thanksgiving, is today's NBA soft? While it might be hard for many old heads to believe, behind all the missed games, there's a deeper debate happening. Players are faster than ever, the game is more explosive than ever, yet the schedule hasn't changed in almost 60 years. So, is the league getting softer? Or is the modern NBA pushing the human body past its limits? By the end of this video, you might realize something surprising. The league didn't get softer. It just got harder in ways we don't fully understand yet. In 1998, at 35 years old, Michael Jordan played all 82 games. He averaged 39 minutes a night and won a championship. That's the standard older generations remember. That era was brutal in a different way. Hand checking was allowed. Big men camped in the paint. Spacing barely existed. Games were physical, but compact. Meanwhile, LeBron said something that shocked everyone. Not even Jordan could survive this era schedule.
Because the game is different. Like, I want people to understand, and our fans to understand, that playing 82 games in the 80s and 90s is not the same as playing 82 games in the 2020s. It's just not.
Jordan's era and the era before him were brutal in the paint. This era, it's brutal on the legs. And why? The floor is spaced. Players sprint corner to corner. Bigs switch onto guards. Defenders cover more ground every possession, and they do it faster. No team was doing this in the 90s. Playing like this comes with its consequences on the body. A consequence no era until now has ever had. As LeBron put it, the new high ankle sprain is the calf. Different injuries, different stress, worse damages. And that led LeBron to drop a bigger bombshell. 82 games today might actually be unrealistic.
You know, it's a lot of soft tissue injuries that's happened now because of it. I hope we can get a handle on that as well. I think when I first came into the league, Reese, like, some of the biggest concerns of injuries was like, a high ankle sprain. You was afraid to step on somebody's ankle because there was 4 or 5 guys sitting in the paint.
And when people talk about toughness, 2 names always come up: Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Jordan built his reputation on never sitting out. Kobe famously said, "The only time I took a game off is when I couldn't walk." That mindset defined an entire generation. Playing through pain wasn't just expected, it was celebrated. Fans admired it. Teammates respected it. Legacies were built on durability. But today, the mindset has shifted. Teams invest hundreds of millions into players. Long-term health now matters more than short-term toughness. Sitting out isn't seen as a weakness anymore. It's strategy. The biggest difference between eras isn't just physical, it's the mentality. But does that justify why LeBron James has played only one full 82-game season in over 2 decades? If players have cryo chambers, biometric tracking, and $100 million training facilities, why does a superstar playing 80 games feel like spotting a unicorn?
We have eliminated back-to-backs. We now have a week-long all-star break instead of like 3.5 days. They have done every single thing. Now, guys, you want to shorten the season? Like, how much more do we have to make this coddling?
Before 2004, defenders could physically steer ball handlers. Now, touching a shooter can mean 3 free throws and a review. Older stars took pride in playing every night. Today, stars sit for load management. So if toughness is measured by availability, then yes, the league looks softer. But that's only half the story. Because physicality didn't disappear, it evolved. And today's players might actually have it worse. In the 90s, the NBA was physical, but slow. Post-ups, half-court battles. Today, it's a track meet. Thanks to Steph Curry, spacing exploded. Defenders now cover nearly twice the distance per possession. Every play is sprint, switch, recover, repeat. The skill is higher. The speed is insane. No one today is just standing in the post. They're sprinting out to the three-point line, closing out, and switching 1 through 5.
Foul on 29 points when he fouls out.
Lowry jump pass to Ibaka. Shot clock down at 9. Here comes DeRozan. Contact, no call. The pass is taken by...
So the real question becomes, could old dynasties keep up with today's pace? And this isn't just coming from LeBron. Across the league, players keep saying the same thing. The schedule is catching up to the game. Kevin Durant says today's game is more movement, more space, more stress. JJ Redick says every possession feels like multiple possessions stacked together. Draymond Green says the toll isn't about getting hit anymore, it's about never stopping. Fatigue doesn't just happen in games, it builds all season long. And the consequence? Devastating on the body. Here's what most people don't realize. The defense is harder than ever, and the conversation is bigger than nostalgia. The average NBA game today has nearly 100 possessions per 48 minutes. In the 90s, it was closer to 92. Today, the average NBA player runs 4.43 miles per hour per game. This isn't slower basketball, it's faster, wider, and more demanding. Defense today isn't about strength alone, it's about endurance. And endurance over 82 games leads to one thing: injuries. Comparing the 90s to today is like comparing a heavyweight fight to a CrossFit marathon. One leaves you bruised, the other leaves your tendons shredded. Last season, player games lost to injury hit a record high. In fact, a month into the season, nearly 50% of NBA stars were injured. Soft tissue injuries are exploding, calf injuries have surged, and there are hamstring injuries everywhere. Kristaps Porzingis, Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, and Victor Wembanyama have all been out for a long time this season. And these injuries aren't random. Right now, 9 of the top 30 usage rate players in the NBA are all sidelined, and 6 out of those 9 injured players all have soft tissue injuries. The faster and more explosive the game becomes, the harder it is for the body to keep up over a long season. This isn't just bad luck, it's physics, and no one is safe.
And you said you've talked to your medical staff, and they're kind of the belief that that's what's led.
They believe that the wear and tear, the speed, the pace, the mileage, it's all factoring into these injuries.
If anyone understands both eras, it's Steve Kerr. He played in the 90s and coaches today. Kerr says the pace and brutal schedule is hard on today's player.
The games are much higher paced, faster paced, and then everyone has to cover out to 25 feet because everybody can shoot threes. So we have all the data. Players are running faster and further than ever before.
Teams now play packed stretches with almost no practice time. Back in the day, teams had tough stretches too, but they also had recovery time. Today, there's almost none. The schedule didn't evolve with the game. But when legends say the league is soft, what are they actually talking about? When Shaq talks about toughness, he's talking about physical punishment, hard fouls, elbows, playing through visible pain. Older eras rewarded absorbing contact. Today's game rewards avoiding it. Players are taught to protect their bodies. Sports science encourages recovery instead of pushing through injury. What older players call softness, modern players call longevity. It's not really a disagreement about toughness. It's a disagreement about what toughness looks like. And here's the part nobody really talks about: the fan perspective. Fans don't just watch basketball, they compare it to memories. Older generations remember visible toughness, hard fouls, and players limping but staying in games. That created a visual identity of what tough looked like. Today, toughness happens behind the scenes. Recovery is hidden. Pain isn't visible. So to fans, it can feel like something is missing. But what's missing isn't toughness, it's the visibility of toughness. The game didn't lose its edge. It just changed how that edge looks. So, is today's NBA soft? By old school standards, it's less violent, but easier? Not even close. The physicality didn't disappear, it shifted. The old era tested how much pain you could take. The modern era tests how long your body can survive. And maybe that's why fans feel conflicted, because visually, the game looks less violent, but physically, it might be more demanding than ever before. Players aren't crashing into each other as much, but they're pushing their bodies to the limit every single night. And maybe that's what makes this era so hard to judge, because greatness today doesn't always look like it used to. It's not always about playing through obvious pain. Sometimes it's about knowing when not to. Sometimes it's about staying healthy long enough to still be elite in May and June. The modern NBA isn't just testing how tough players are, it's testing how sustainable greatness can be. And that's a very different challenge than the league used to present. Because the game is faster, the players are bigger, the margins are smaller, and the physical demands never really stop. So maybe the real question isn't whether players are softer, it's whether the game itself has simply become harder than ever before. At this point, 82 games isn't a test of skill. It's a test of endurance. It's a test of recovery. And maybe more than anything, it's a test of survival.